going on?
We we
We are
are
live.
live. Come on, Coach Rich, what you got for us?
What's going on? Welcome back. We are live for another episode of Go Get It Basketball Breakdown. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you once again for the support. We appreciate it. As you guys saw in the live, what we say, the comment. I don't know about the comment, Coach. What is it? Our title. There you go. Our Go Get It Live
You
title,
said the
man. It's a comment
comment
section.
man, that's not a comment. The title says,
All right, you got me. Comment. What was the title says, Coach? What was
it says Steph Curry off ball movement.
it?
That's what the title says.
That's what the title says. So we're gonna talk a little Steph. I know everybody sees Steph, the finished product, Steph dropping the three, but it's one of the little things that Steph does to get open, knowing that a defense is designed to stop him, right? So as we kick this off, let's get into this, Coach. All right.
Yeah, just
Share
make sure
this.
make sure when you're watching, study or watch the nuances of Steph and how he's constantly moving when he doesn't have the ball. I mean, even when he has the ball, he's constantly moving, but more so when he doesn't have the ball, he's constantly moving, looking at options that he has to create or options that he can create, because the defenders lose sight of him because they start ball watching. So as we start to really look at this film and break it down a little bit, pay attention to those subtle nuances. So like we always say, we want you to add it to your game, right? We want you, the whole point of this is for you to learn something, take elements of this, take elements of different players, grab it, steal it, however you want to, just take it, mix it up, remix it a little bit, make it your own, so it makes you a better player. That's the goal. Remix it. I don't know how not, sometimes those remixes are not that nice though. Sometimes it's like, man, I prefer the original. Yeah. But do a little remix, see what you can do.
All right,
and make it something. Make it do what it do.
See, now y'all out here that know Coach Rich, you're getting to see a different side of Coach Rich. You ain't seeing Coach Rich in the gym saying, get on the line and run. Some of y'all that out there, comment if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, but it's important to run to be able to move without the ball like Steph's about to do. So we're about to watch this. We're about to step in. We got some highlights pulled up. So really lock in on this stuff and understand as Coach and I start to talk through this. So we're going to let this play at certain times. We're going to stop.
And before you hit that, Coach, you said something, man. It's important to run. When I was playing ball, man, I didn't value conditioning, right? Yes. I didn't value conditioning. Man, if I would have valued conditioning when I was playing ball, man, But that's the thing, these kids, you need to value, not just kids, but players in general, value the conditioning, because the conditioning sets the stage for your endurance and for you to be able to last longer. I will always tell my players, we run and we move. So in the game, when we're pushing, and there's a timeout, we look on the other end and they doubled over and we standing up tall laughing.
Hey, it's nothing like when you're in shape. Being in shape is a skill, Coach. Being in shape is a skill.
The better condition you are in, the less you have to think about other things. The one thing you don't want is your mind to be clouded, and the way that your mind can get clouded when you have to think about breathing. you gotta think about that next breath. Talk about when that second wind gonna come. I hope it comes. And then when you can't breathe, and then it makes you do less on the court, because what are you trying to do? You're trying to conserve energy.
Yes.
Steph, man, you can tell he is in great shape. In these clips, we're gonna see it. That cat never stopped moving.
Never stopped moving. Man.
I take that back. He does. He stopped moving when he shoot free throws, and then he may be moving a little bit on the free throw line. And in timeouts, he probably shaking back and forth because he's ready to get back in that game. I don't know.
I don't know, sorry, Coach. Man. Come on, man. Let's go, man.
My bad, man.
Hey, man, here we go. Okay, once again, let's go. We're going to go back a little bit, Coach. I want to see where this starts. So Steph gives the ball up. What does he do immediately? Does he sit, watch, stand? No. Steph relocates, and we know he can shoot the three. And Draymond sees him on that baseline drift right there.
Go back, Coach. Go back. Let's go. Go back to the top of that. All right, so there's gonna go back a little bit more.
A little bit more. Huh?
Yeah, right there. Pause.
Okay.
So throughout the highlights,
Mm.
there's going to be a pattern, right? There's going to be a pattern, and this pattern is throughout basketball. So whenever the ball is passed, what do defenders mostly do? They turn their head to the pass. So if you guys can understand that defenders have a tendency, and this is one of the tendencies. Once you make a pass, the defender is going to look away. He's going to look towards the pass. He's trying to see what's going on, right? Am I there to help? What's happening? But if you can become a smarter player as he looks away, you relocate. He has no idea where you are. And that space is going to give you that much time to get your shot off. So that's just something that you can just add to your game, because you will notice this in almost, I guarantee you, in almost every one of these clips that we show, when Steph is attacking and he makes that initial pass, his man is going to look away towards the ball and Steph will relocate. And that's why he's able to get his shot off, because he's given himself that much more time, because the player has to figure out where he is and has to readjust. And all that is time. You don't get a lot of time. You have to maximize every opportunity. And that's what he does. He eliminates the fat. I'm not going to watch. I'm going to move. And when I say fat, a lot of times, when I say fat, I don't literally mean the fat on your body. I mean, just trim the fat off to get the extra stuff, the unnecessary stuff. All right. And he's going to trim that. He's going to relocate, and you're going to find him. You're going to see him having a shot, almost an uncontested shot, almost every time.
And that's the trend of it. So what coach is saying, as we kind of really break this down, the defensive player that's guarding him usually turns and ball watches. You guys hear us talk about this all the time, especially those that work with us. Ball watching is one of the worst habits to have as a defender. And you'll see a trend as we go through these videos and play this out. So we let this one play out here. Watching Steph, he comes, passes the ball. What's the first thing the defender do? Look at his head right here, okay? Defender will turn his head right here. Looking, Steph is just like, I'm just going to relocate. Cool, relocate. Where's the defender at now? Defender's like, oh, man, there goes Steph. Too late. Sorry.
Too late.
Got his open shot because he moved to a position that the defensive player was not expecting him to be. Same thing happened here. And this here is this. The bad thing about this play here, man, Steph is doing this to his little brother, Seth. Man, this ain't nice, man. Come on, Steph. Why you do this to Seth? Look at this. Steph. Man. Hold on, man. You gotta look at what happens here, man. This is Coach. This is one of those ones where he gives the ball up, sets him up. Look at what Seth is doing.
Steph, you see the kick? He was trying to kick because he was thinking that pass or that layup. Look at that kick.
He thought it was going to be a pocket pass because he thought Steph was cutting back door. Steph decided to, let me go ahead and fade on back out here for the three. Once again, Steph gets what? An open shot. All time. Because he moves without the ball. So
go back to that, Coach. Oh, there we go. No, that's it. It's running. No, it was running.
I think a couple of these that Coach, they rerun them, man. It's good on this situation here. But look at this situation. Yeah.
I want you. Okay, you got to go back to that. Because you got to see that kick. Like I tell you, players, defenders have a tendency. Go back. Let's go back to the rewind some more to the different view. Let's get that initial view. All right, right there. Defenders have tendency. Look at that kick. You see that kick? They have tendencies. And if you learn how to move without the ball and not become a ball watcher, right? And you do certain things like he faked like he was going back door. Why? Because players know that Steph will go back door. Right? If you begin to develop these habits, right, and these tendencies that defenders, assuming that you're going to do, they're going to react a certain way, which will give you more opportunities.
Man, and one of those things, but you got to look at his feet even as he prepares for the shot. And Wade kind of mentioned this in one of the comments, Coach. If you're reading the comments,
shout out to Wade.
Man, shout out. I got to give you a shout out because that's a good catch. And then speak up when you see things like this. So Steph is, as he's moving, he's making sure he gets his feet set. So they're moving, boom, he catches, he sets, and then he goes up. So he's constantly trying to get under his shot understanding the importance of balance. We talk about that as a shooter. You got to have good balance. So I got to be able to catch, get under my shot, get my legs under it. So now my legs are in my shot. I can shoot from a deeper range. But that's good stuff right there. Way to catch that one, Wade. I like that.
But the piggyback off that, coach, also, you notice his feet are not stuck in the mud. He's not just standing there. His feet are moving.
Nope. Yes.
You know, they're moving, waiting for that pass. Look at that back. Oh, okay.
But but here's the thing.
But look what he's about to do.
See, Steph ain't even Steph's not known as this great assist guy. Steph is like, hey man, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I'm known as a scorer. So Steph is like just trying to get the ball. He's double teamed here. He's like, man, I'm just trying to get the ball to somebody.
Pause, coach.
Like, hey,
hold on.
Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, but before this, look at that flexibility too. So we talked about conditioning. And we're going to talk about flexibility. Look at that mobility right there. How many of you cats out there can do that without hurting something? It's important to stretch as well.
Yes.
Not that stagnant, but some dynamic stretching, young men.
That's the epitome of low and wide. So Steph just low and wide. You hear Coach and I talk about that all the time. And yes, Rylan, he said he did his bro dirty. My man Rylan over here. Rylan, you funny, man. I wait till I see you in our next clinic, man. I'm gonna mess with you about that one. That was funny, man. All right. But here we go on this, Coach. He just like, let me just get open. And look what happens. 2 defenders, Coach. 2 defenders. Ball watch. You gotta know in the scouting report, you are guarding Stephen Curry. How or why would you leave this dude? And then look what happens. Steph's like, okay, cool. Y'all, it's too late. Too late, man.
And then that's great.
Man, listen. All he needs is a little space.
Yeah,
once again,
all he needs is a little
space. Setups. So this one we got to go here. Ja, sorry, we got to show this one here. But I talked to players, Coach, and I know you said the same thing, that patience, right? If you watch how patience he doesn't break off and go for the ball right away. The first thing Steph does is he walks Ja down, and then he comes off and gets the dribble pitch right there, right into a shot. It's too late.
And one. To a little and one.
And he got 2 people foul him on that one, Coach. 2 of them. Look at that. Both of them closing out up.
But notice how he uses the screen, right? He comes tight off that screen. Tight. He doesn't give Jai much space at all. He just gonna right shoulder. Nope. Woo! See, he doesn't give him much space at all.
See, let's talk about that a little bit, Coach. So as far as before we just go through that, right? And this I want to understand the importance of this because I really want everyone to understand this, right? Coach says he comes off the screen tight. Why do players get called for moving picks? It's because a lot of times the offensive player is not using them. So the person that's setting the pick, they have to go and try to find the defender. Steph's like, you don't have to go find the defender with me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run the guy off because I want to get open and get a shot off. So that's why I want to just kind of, Coach, what you got? You got anything on that, Coach?
The thing is you got to use your weapons, right? A screen is a weapon. But again, a lot of times, like Coach says, the screener is often called for a moving screen because he or she are trying to adjust so that they can go shoulder to shoulder. We talk about the AB line. The AB line is not always just to the bucket. It's to a particular spot. So if someone's setting the screen, if I create this AB line to where I'm brushing right off that shoulder, I'm gonna always create space because I'm running my defender into the screen. And then the options is switch. If either he go, are they gonna switch or he gonna back up? And if it's a switch, most likely it's a mismatch because it's against a bigger person. So, but the value is using the screen. And if you notice, Steph, he uses that screen. He comes tight off that screen. Who is it? Jai get a little chest check.
Let's bring it back, Coach.
And it gives him plenty of time to get that shot.
So let's see what this looks like, Coach, right? Boom, walks him in, boom, releases off, comes right up, and it's too late.
Yeah.
Once Steph gets his feet set, if you're contesting him after that, it's a wrap. And yes, rather than that, he did rub him right off of that shoulder. So that's where you're seeing that young fella. Good call out on that and recognizing it. Once again, you notice there's like Coach said earlier, there's going to be a trend. Steph passes the ball, right? As soon as he passes it, what does 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all are doing what? Ball watching, even at the NBA level. And I know they're being taught this stuff, but even at the NBA level, because habits, right? You're going to reinforce something, either good habits or bad habits. In this situation, ball watching is a bad habit. I have to trust our defense. And so the one guy you don't want to leave open, guess what happens? And then once he gets his feet set, he shot so many shots. The reps of him shooting is incredible. And
go back to that, Coach.
At the beginning of which one, Coach?
Go back to one we was just watching.
One we was watching. All right, cool.
Let's go flick it.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. But go ahead, continue your thought. The reps that he's shooting.
Yeah, the reps. The reason why Steph is such a great shooter is because of the reps, man. If you go back and listen to his story, the time he spent remaking his shot as a high school sophomore, junior, he was working with his dad. His dad said, you got to change your shot if you want to play at the college level. And so you look at that stuff. That's the reason why he's able to do it, right? Another relocating. 2 people contesting his shot. So we don't want to miss out on the little stuff, right? Steph it's not the greatest, I forget who it is right here. Tip it out, right? I think it's Aaron Holiday, man. That's Drew's little brother. Tips it out, gets the ball to Draymond, and here it goes right here. Steph relocates. Once again, open shot. Key thing here, we said moving without the ball, understanding spacing and respacing. So Steph's not going to stay in a spot that he passed the ball to somebody and he go run next to him because the spacing is terrible. So he's trying to create space. So the defender has to cover way more ground to contest an open shot. And so that's, man, I love watching Steph's off ball movement. A lot of people look at the end of his highlights and his ability to shoot the threes and when he gets hot, but that stuff happens because of his off the ball movement.
Right. And a lot of players, they look at how he finishes. Watch, let's just go through this. Boom. Okay, he moving, but watch how he finish. He may finish. They look at this stuff, how he finished, and that's what they mimic. They mimic the finish, right? They mimic the finish. How when he's twisting his body, when he's shooting these unorthodox shots, and he's doing. They mimic that, but they forget about the work that it took him to get to that point.
Yep.
The only reason he can do these off-balance shots and practice them is because of his base, right?
Yes.
His fundamental base. His fundamental base is consistent. So now he can get to the point to where he can shoot a shot and leave the one hand and turn the body, or shoot a shot and do the look away, or all those different things that he does, but it's because of his base and the confidence he has through his base.
Coach, man, once again, this dude does not stop moving, man.
Oh, he moves, man.
He's bubbling, Coach. He's losing the ball here, and then he just relocates.
Look at this man. They all looking at the ball. Ball
players,
watching.
Please listen to us. Move without the ball. Look for the open spots.
Yeah.
And another thing that I was talking to a player about earlier today, right? Literally was just having this conversation. A lot of players, they may move without the ball, but they don't get in the offensive players, the passers' passing window. Like, where are the passing windows? Like, so if a guy drives, I wouldn't circle behind him unless he's Jason Kidd or John Stockton or somebody like that. But so I'm not in this passing window. So if I'm sitting on the wing and I got a guy that's driving from the opposite wing and he's attacking middle, would I go behind him or would I drift corner? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm drifting corner. Why? Because I want to stay in this passing window. And if I know I can shoot, man, and players, learn to shoot the corner three. Man, there are players that have made a living off of being able to shoot the corner three. Bruce Bowen will come to mind from the San Antonio Spurs. Man, Bruce Bowen, man, nobody really knew who he was. Incredible defender, but that corner three, coach, he shot that at a high percentage, man. So learn to shoot the corner three. Steph catches the ball here too late. I'm already in my groove. De'Aaron Fox, or who's that guy? No, I thought De'Aaron Fox, man. I'm not sure who that is, Gardner, but it don't matter. Steph's just like, I'm getting open, right? Another again, Steph here, right?
And if we
Steph
notice,
passes the ball. Go ahead, coach.
I was gonna say, if we notice with Steph, every time he catches the ball, what is he? He's ready to what? What is his whole purpose? What is his whole purpose of moving? Like even right now, he's moving. Look at them hands. He's ready. It's like he's coming. He got his eye on the ball.
Yeah.
Look, even now, it's like, okay, I got that. Boom. Okay, let me reload. Oh, let me go. I want this shot. Look at that. Come on, man. He's always ready to shoot.
Always ready.
Always ready to shoot.
Hey, he's ready.
He's not thinking about it.
And out of season.
He's not thinking about it. Boom. Oh, look at that. Ready. Hands just ready. Hands ready. He like, dude, hey, it's an open shot for me. It's like a layup. Draymond gives him that nice little behind bounce. He catches it in rhythm.
In rhythm.
Money.
So Coach and I, when we talk to players, and we're saying like it's important to truly study the game. Don't just watch the game as a fan. See, if I watch the game as a fan, I'm like, yes, man, Steph Curry's getting hot. He's at the same time, am I missing the little things that he's doing, like moving off the ball, relocating? And Wade, another shout out to Wade. He's talking about his court awareness. Like he knows where to go,
right?
Almost every single time. So, but he understands spacing. And if you notice another thing, even Wade said it on here, he doesn't walk to spots. He sprints to spots.
Yes.
Can you imagine what kind of shape you have to be in, Coach, to sprint as much as he does? Because I don't know a game I've ever watched Steph Curry where I've seen him just standing around. You know, some of those guys, they stand and they take pictures. Like I call them photographers, guys that don't move without the ball. Like I told a kid one time, listen.
He called them photographers.
I'm about to no offense, but I'm about to hand you a camera during the game because you got the best view. If you're one of those guys that just stand and they're like this and they're in one spot and they're like, hey, he didn't see me, man, he didn't pass me the ball. Well, I mean, listen, you gotta move and get in my passing window, but don't be a photographer on the court. Photographers, they take still photos. That means you still, they're taking a photo of you, boom, click, click. There you go, like that, Coach. So just understand what Steph is doing here. But yeah, so if you want to be a photographer, that's cool. But make sure you bring a camera to the game and ask the coach, say, Coach, man, I want to get some good footage, some in-game footage, or wear one of them cameras that attach to your body. And then, hey, I'm just messing right now. But seriously, though, don't be a ball watcher.
Right. Watch his feet. Watch Steph's feet. Go back to that one. That was a good close-up. Watch his feet, how he steps into Draymond. He knows, come back a little bit right here. Okay. He knows that shot is there. So he's ready on the catch. Boom. Sticks it straight up. Money.
Like that.
Here, once again,
here's the key thing right here, Coach. Like you want to go back to that, right? We look at it. Let's go back to it here. Look at his feet. Get his feet set. He squares to the basket, sticks that shot.
But he jumps and he turns afterwards. But he squares initially. Because so he
doesn't turn before.
No. Look at that. Woo.
He squares up first. But here's the thing that I want them to pay attention. So you catch this right here, this play right here that's coming up, this next one, okay? Right? Steph is setting a pick right now for Klay Thompson. Like he's letting Klay know. He's telling Draymond, he's doing his thumb like this. Like, look at Klay.
Yeah.
He's just
behind him.
Listen, he's just selling the defenders. Like, hey man, watch Klay. Because he wants the defense. He's gonna take off. And as soon as he does that, boom, look at what happens. Boom, Iguodala cuts over. Look at this defender right here. Who is he pointing to? Like I guess he's guarding Iguodala. Maybe he's putting his hand up to deny the pass.
Oh no. But you got two guys right there. Who was that? Who was that? Yeah, you got those two guys. Who was that? Yeah, they both
they both in trouble.
Both of them. Who are they guarding?
Because he's not guarding Steph in drop coverage on Steph. You ain't gonna stay attached to Steph. Hold up, man. Listen. Look at this. Look, he's already beat. And look at
Yep.
it. Steph just boom,
Look at that.
simple.
Look at that cut. Money.
And he practices those layups. So a
Nice
lot of
little
players got to
curl.
understand you got to be able to finish the basket. Look at this, man. Steph drives. Okay.
He could have had
Defense.
that layup on that one too.
He could have had it, but that's a long
You know, he
defender
won't.
guarding him. So Steph was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and once again relocate.
Catches. He's ready on the catch, man. When does your shot start? On the catch. He's always ready on the catch. There's no wasted movement.
Yes. None. Do you understand what it means? The shot starts on the catch. So my hands should not be down by my side. My hands should be ready. So as soon as I catch it, I can go up. Like I was watching a player today playing some pickup basketball, and their hands were down. And then they would catch the ball. They would literally get set. It's too late. I'm saying it's too late. So yes, Corey, you got to give your props to somebody like Draymond Green. But Draymond Green, that's a guy that understands his role. He's made millions playing in the NBA, not as a guy that's scoring a lot of points. He understands that he is a defender, and he's kind of at that point forward to get guys like Steph easy shots. So Draymond is constantly looking for Steph. And I think Draymond said it one time in the interview. He says, "Listen, man, I'm not dumb. I understand where my bread and butter is, and that's Steph and Clay. Now, he loses Clay this year, but he still got Steph to pass to. So 100%, it's beautiful. Like if players understand how to play with guys that are good, and I want to bring this up close because I want to make sure I prove how do I want to word this? That the point that I'm trying to make is selfless basketball. Okay. In order for somebody like Draymond could be a guy to be like, oh man, it's about me. I want the rock. And this is, I don't know the whole ordeal with Jordan Poole and that crew, right? But Steph, he is their best player on the team. There's no question about it. And teams know who the best player is usually. The only people that getting away with that is the ones that walk around make it me basketball, and they have the ego and they says, oh man, you know what? He got a shot. I want to get a shot. If a guy comes down on my team and he made like 3 in a row, guess what? We're going to get him open. That's selfless basketball. That's team basketball. That's understanding that this person has it going. So players understand, how do I make others better around me? So I talk about this all the time. Like some people go into the game with the mindset is like, I'm only effective if I score.
Right.
Please hear me when I say this. There's so many things about the game of basketball that you can be effective and you could do really well, and you can play at some of the highest level, whether it's NBA, whether it's overseas, whether it's college basketball, whether it's D1, D2, D3, if you play the game the right way. And I'm telling you, smart coaches know that and understand that. Learn to play the game the right way. So Coach, I don't know. I went on a little tangent, but I had to make sure that point. I didn't want to miss out on that point because I see it sometimes, Coach. And yes, we can appreciate a guy like Steph Curry, and we know he's this incredible talent, and we appreciate him while he's here. But at the same time, there's 4 other guys on the court that understand that, and they're like, we want to win. So how do we win? We win playing together and understanding when he's got it going. All right.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that everybody's not going to be a Steph.
True.
Right? Everybody won't be a Steph, but everybody can play a part and have a major role in helping their team be successful.
Yes.
The more understanding you have of the game, the better IQ you have, the more of a student you are, the more and the better your team will be as a unit, because then you become a unit. If you have 5 guys on the team coming together, I don't know if you guys know about Voltron, but y'all coming together like Voltron, 5 individuals coming together as one unit is powerful, man. It's
Coach
powerful,
Sam,
man. Come on, man. Come together like Voltron, man.
Hey, comment, please.
Go ahead and
comment
look at that
if you
Voltron.
guys know what Voltron is. Please
come on,
comment.
Man.
Comment
come
if
together.
you guys know what
Voltron
is.
You come together like Voltron, and that is a powerful thing.
Yes.
You have 5 individuals on the court who have the same mission, the same goal, the same vision. Come on now.
Come on.
coming
All
together,
right.
you will have a great outcome. But if you have a guy on the team who doesn't have the same vision, right? Who doesn't have the basketball IQ, who's selfish and just doing their own thing, it changes the dynamic of your team. So don't be that guy. Know what your role is. If you're not Steph, that's fine. If you Draymond, be the best Draymond you can be out there. You know, whatever that role is and whatever you are, be the best at that. So that you can give your team an opportunity to have success, right? It's all about getting those buckets. It's all about winning. Right. But you can't win only one person. Even MJ needed his team to contribute to win them championships. It wasn't just him.
He needed the Luke Longleys, the Bill Whittington, the Steve Kerrs, the John Paxsons. Man, I'm telling you, and yes, and shout out to Jew. Yes, dropping dimes is just as important as setting the screen. 100%.
That's right.
You have to be able to pass. And so that's one of those things that players don't realize, that they think ball handling is just dribbling. Ball handling is passing too. So if you're not spending time working on your passing, and I say this time and time again, that work on your passing daily. I don't care if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Ask your mom or your dad, can you just catch for me as I work on my passing? And also learn how to catch the ball. Man, so many players that we call them stone hands, because they're like this. The ball hits their hands, just bounce off. There's no offense, because and a lot of times they're scared. They're doing this. They're scared of the ball because there's no practice. How do I build confidence? Practice. You know, how do I get better? You know, practice. Practice makes permanent. And really understanding, learning. Yes, and Corey, man, I'm looking at the comments. Yes, Corey, defender. You know, be the best defender out there, man. Man, we're gonna break down a Drew Holiday, and it's gonna be coming out, you know, I think next week. Man, I so appreciate a guy like Drew Holiday. And he spent one summer where he was just playing defense against guys, some of the top basketball players around. He's like, nah, I just want to play defense. I'm gonna work on my defense. I want to figure out how different scorers score. That's commitment. This guy, man, just won another championship with the Celtics after the Bucks let him go. Then he got invited to play on the Olympic team, not because he was the best scorer in the league. It's because he was a lockdown defender, and I love it, right? And then it's, man, Wade, yes, we do need to do a John Stockton video at some point. Yes, John Stockton. Hey, Wade, you cracking me up here. I know Wade's a big John Stockton fan, but listen, John Stockton don't get the respect that he deserves. And John Stockton, all-time leader in assists. That dude was, once again, man, an incredible passer, and he did the little things. And if you look at John Stockton, some people look at him and be like, man, how did he make it to the league? Because John Stockton could play the game. His basketball IQ was high. So,
hey, Coach, Coach, let me piggyback off you said about when you were talking about Drew Holiday.
Oh, come on,
his
Coach.
defense and how he changes the game, right? He changed the team when he was with the Bucks. They won. You know, he goes to Boston, changed the dynamics, the intensity, they win. But you don't realize his defense created opportunities for him on the offensive end. Right, he's known as a defender, but he can score as well. He can score as well, right? I mean, he can hit the three. He can play at all levels. You know, he can hit the three, the mid range, and he can attack. But that's not his staple. His staple is his defense, and he allows his defense to create opportunities for him.
Yes,
you know, you mentioned Bruce Bowen earlier. Bruce Bowen, it was his defense that allowed him to hit them corner threes. You know, he came in. People think Bruce couldn't score. Bruce can score.
If you saw Bruce in college,
I mean, I played with Bruce in France. He could score. But the thing was, he knew defense was the thing to keep him in the league. Defense would be the thing that separated him from everybody. And by doing that, now he's a legend in San Antonio. And he's known for that corner three. But it started with his defense. Started with his defense.
And listen, listen. We're doing a live talking about Steph Curry, but listen, these are nuggets that we're hoping you guys are taking. And I'm gonna repeat it again, that you can have holes in your pockets and not take these nuggets dribble right out your pocket when you leave this live, or you can have a notepad and take some notes and making sure you're hearing these key things. And yes, like Jew said on here, Rich, he said MJ had defense. Sometimes learning to play defense makes you better at offense and vice versa. 100%.
That's true. Yeah.
Because if I can defend and I know what frustrates people, that helps me in the offensive end because I know what to work on. Remember, I used to call up people one-hand bandits where they can only dribble one way, and you make them go to their weak hand. Like there's a right hand and they had to go left. It's like, nah, you ain't going to the right. Matter of fact, coach, we was coaching in a tournament, and coach, I remember you yelling it out. Make him go left. Make him
go left.
Man, hey,
that's a trend. Make him go left.
I'll never forget that tournament.
This the funny one though, coach. I say make them go left, and they think they're left. And I have to say, no, the other left, man. The other left. Make him go left. He can't dribble with his left hand.
But you remember that tournament we was in? I think it was in Dallas, and Caleb, right? Caleb wanted to earn some minutes, and then Caleb got on that court. And we were down. What were we down by, like 16 or 16?
I think we're down 13. I think we're down like 13 or 15.
13. Okay.
Like that, yeah.
Caleb came in the game and totally changed the game. He didn't score a point, but hey, he was looking to get out the game because he was tired. I said, "You ain't coming out the game."
You ain't coming out the game.
I said, if that dude go to the bathroom, yeah, I was like, you are guarding him, but that dude go to the bathroom, you make sure he washes his hands, right?
Yeah,
but you are not coming out. But defense kept him in the game. It had nothing to do with his offense. And this is what players don't understand. Like, players hang their hat sometimes on offense. So when they're not having a good game, they get frustrated. They're like, oh man, I didn't have a good game. That's because you're not understanding the game. The game is multifaceted. It's not just one thing. Don't be one-dimensional and hang your hat on scoring. Learn to rebound. Learn to play defense. Learn to take charges. Learn to do the little things. Please hear us when we say this. And Coach, I know we ran off on some tangent a little bit.
Let's get back on Steph.
Let's get back on Steph. Here we go. I know they come to see that, so we'll get back on there. Let's let this flow a little bit. Boom. There you go. Okay.
Look at that. Little handoff.
Coach.
He's always moving, man. He's always looking at an opportunity to create an advantage, right?
Always.
Get you up. Let me go ahead, come right back.
If you ain't caught on to the trend here, Steph Curry moves without the ball. If Steph, as elite as he is, if he's not dribbling around for 10 hours, you know, some guys that ISO, let me dribble 5. Man, you don't have that much time. They got a 24-second clock. If you dribble 20 of the 24 seconds, man.
Look at that fake, man.
All right, hold up. We got it.
You gotta respect. You gotta respect everything he running up. No, now I'm gonna use your momentum against you.
Turn him around, coach. Turn him around in circles. Sorry about that, Spencer Dinwiddie. See, Steph, that's just Steph. That is disrespectful, man. How you be shooting and just turning, man. I don't know.
And kids, don't do that. Build up to that. Get great at shooting first before you try to do a turnaround. 3-point.
I put it to you like this, kids. If any of y'all make it to the league, do it then. Don't do it in high school. Don't do it in middle school. Don't do it in college. Steph didn't do this in college. Steph did not. He's in the league. He can do this. Like, hey, all right, cool. But kids, don't be trying to mimic this because y'all have not put in the hours like Stephen Wardell, Stephen Curry has done. And so, but that once again, that relocation.
Kids, it will not work for you. I guarantee you that.
Oh, coach.
Man, this is a good one right here.
I hope they see this one here. So you really got to pay attention to this one here. And I want to try to make sure I pause this in the right spot, coach.
Pause.
Right here. If you look at De'Aaron Fox and Steph, I'm gonna stop a little bit earlier here. I'm gonna find this here. And I'm gonna tell you when I'm gonna stop this. Okay. Steph recognizes right now that De'Aaron Fox has turned his head. But if you look at here, he's pointing to say, watch Clay. Steph recognizes all this stuff because he's reading the defense.
Don't hit it yet, coach. Go ahead, finish, but don't hit it.
I preach this, players. Learn to read the defense. Develop a high basketball IQ. Don't just run all around, and then you'll watch what he does. But go ahead, coach. Tell him, break it down. What you see?
But I'm seeing, though, he's looking away because if you notice, we have Draymond right here in the post.
Mm-hmm.
So he's assuming what? He's going to dump it down to Draymond in the post, and somebody going to come off a double screen here in that corner. I'm moving my little mouse around like y'all can see it. Y'all can't see it. He coming off the double screen in the corner. So he's looking because he's watching out for this corner shot.
Yeah,
That's where he's looking. Look what happens.
Watch what happens here. Boom. Steph kicks it to Draymond right here. De'Aaron Fox still does not have any idea that Steph's about to get this open shot. And now he's like, oh man. He didn't even make it out to the contesting because it was already too late. Man, you had Keegan Murray, but it was already too late. And all Steph needs is a smidgen of space to get his shot off. And look,
and y'all don't know this. Even he moved too quick for Draymond. That ball hit Draymond's shoulder. Because if you look at his hands are at his side. Look at this. Watch where his hands are. His hands are. Come on, man.
Listen, one of his hands right here, the other one's right here. The ball hit his shoulder, hit Draymond's shoulder, and bounces off. Draymond hand here, another hand.
Unless he got some quick hands, man.
Hey, man, coach. That's just I love that. Boom, catch it. All he needs is a look. Like his team, people in the background. When he releases it, everybody's already standing up. They know. So little things about it. Steph Curry kicks the ball ahead, coach.
Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes.
He doesn't stop, does he?
He don't, man, please. Come on, man.
And 100%, you are correct, Jude. There's a lot that he learned from his dad, but also Mark Jackson, right? Mark Jackson, man, people sleep on Mark Jackson. That dude was a heck of a PG. I think he's third or second all time. He's up there. I know him and Jay Kidd, John Stockton. They all up there, top assist guys. You got to have a high basketball IQ for that, and dominating with the little things, old school techniques, et cetera. And yes, Ryland, one person can affect a game. One person can cause a whole team to respond a certain way based on their energy, their skill set, all that kind of stuff. Make others better around you. How do you do that? The little things, right? But Steph doesn't stop running; just relocates. You don't think his teammates know this? Listen, a lot of times, coach, this is a respecting and understanding, okay? Steph kicks the ball ahead. Most people that catch the ball on the wing, that they have this kind of advantage, right? You look at there's three defenders, 1, 2, 3. Most offensive players will catch this and go and rip and go.
Attack,
And I'm not saying that's not a bad thing, right? But there's an understanding like, man, who is a better scorer? Me or Steph? Well, in this situation, he understands. Like, man, Steph. He's like, man, I'm going right back to Steph. Let's get our top dog the shot, and look what happens. Boom.
But again, that goes with players being on the same page, right? Players being on the same page. They're all on the same page. Look at that.
Coach, you gotta, man. You guys see us laughing, but there's so much stuff in this, right? So it's the sell of Steph's ability to sell, right, to make you believe. Like, here's just simple penetration and kick, right? Immediately, right here, we get a screen set, right? Boom, he's going to set a screen, okay? And he's like, nope, getting in front, setting the screen. Looney is like, hold up, man. It's Steph Curry. Let me get Steph the ball back. Come here, Steph. Give me this dribble handoff. He makes it hard for the defender to have to go around. I think this is Clark right here. He has to go around with him. Gets in the way. But now he's just running at him, right? And just look at this right here. Runs at it. Because Steph's such a good shooter, that's the reason why he jumps. And Steph says, hey, man, I'll let you fly by and let me go ahead and knock down the shot.
Look at that. Yeah.
Simple
patience, and his patience too. He's not rushing. Look at that coming off that screen, tight off that handoff. Again, it's a pattern.
Steph uses picks well. He doesn't stop moving. He makes sure ain't no way you getting around that as a defender because he runs you off the picks.
Yeah, Look at that. He does.
I go back to, as I said this earlier, about appreciation appreciating greatness. In every era of basketball, there's going to be great players, and we can appreciate them. We can enjoy them. Everybody's gonna get in that GOAT debate. We're not gonna even get into that because it doesn't benefit those that are watching, because it becomes an opinion, right? But I'm appreciating Steph, but I'm also understanding, man, this dude's understanding of the game, to be his size, not known as a high jumper, not known for that, but he is skilled, but his IQ allows him. There's a lot of people that can shoot the rock really, really well, right? You can look at even like somebody like a JJ Redick, you consider him a great shooter. But was he ever able to score like Steph? Steph's off the ball movement is off the charts. And so, but I want to go back and play this from Coach. This once again, man, defenders closing out.
Yeah.
Steph catches the ball. We did this in one of our videos a while back about before the catch, reading the defender and being able to rip and go the direction they're coming. You're going against him. He has them beat. He already beat. Done, because he didn't go into him. He didn't catch the ball, pause. All that stuff happened before he caught it. He had already read the defender and was ready to counter off of the defender's mistakes.
Right. Look at this one here. Oh, little handoff. Catch ready. Man, you have to have players who are on the same page, because Steph wouldn't be Steph without his team, the teammates that he's been blessed to have.
Trust.
He's had great teammates, man. Great teammates to help position him so that he can enter into the greatness that he has entered into. It hadn't just been him by himself. Now, he has the basketball IQ. He has the movement. He does all the right things, but he has guys who are in agreement with him that allows him to be successful. So players, you got to understand, you have to have teammates who are on the same page. Who will help push you into your greatness. Right? And you have to have those teammates. You have to be on the same page.
And be one of those teammates, Coach.
Yeah.
Like, listen, everybody at different stages in their career has their time,
right.
And at the end of the day, where are you currently, and what are you willing to do to help your team be better? What are you willing to do at this stage in time in your career, wherever you're at, whether you're elementary, whether you're middle school, whether you're high school, where are you currently right now to make your team better? And now, if you're not the best player on the team, it's okay. You can shoot for that. And I'm telling you, push to be the best player you can possibly be. But like Phil Handy has this saying, man, BYOG. And sometimes people look at that the wrong way. And they look at it arrogant, like, oh, man, you want to be your own GOAT? Like, oh, man, that's pride. Nah, he's telling you to be the best you could possibly be.
Right.
Who did God create you to be? Be you, be that, be the best you. And sometimes players miss that. And they're like, nah, man, I'm that guy. I'm that dude. And it becomes about them. And so, as we've been, Coach and I have been talking, right? And I'm going to bring this in with us as we get ready to, we want to just finish up. I mean, if y'all have any questions, great. If not, no worries. And yes, you're right, Drew. Everyone cannot score 30 points. Like Dennis Rodman, I don't even know if Dennis Rodman averaged 6 points a game in his career, but I think he won the rebounding championship. I want to say 7 years in a row, Coach. You know how hard it is at 6'7" to lead the league in rebounding?
Yeah.
For like 7 straight years at 6'7". Man, that's special. Some guys gonna be that defensive stopper. We go back to the guys like, I know somebody mentioned Gary Payton, the glove, earlier. Gary Payton is known for his defense. Yeah, he has some years where he had 20 and 10, but he's known for his defense.
Yeah.
And he made a name as the glove. He has a nickname. I think, what do they call Kawhi, the Claw? Man, Kawhi is one of those guys. I wish he hadn't had those injuries.
That big old hand,
man. Big hands. And there's a video going around, Coach. It's so funny where I think it was it was a story about Kawhi. The coach said, the Kawhi, how come you didn't switch that? And we don't want him guarding such and such. And then Kawhi Leonard turns around and tells the coach, then why is he on the floor, Coach, if he can't guard nobody?
That's good.
If he can't guard, Coach, he shouldn't be on the floor. You got to be able to strap people up. You got to be able to play on both ends. That's one thing, man. I love that he said that to his coach. Like, man, he shouldn't be on the court. So if you playing with Kawhi, you better be able to guard somebody. And some dudes are like they either cones or they're what do you call it? Like those things at the subway where you just kind of walk right through it. Those little I don't know the name of it, but it's just easy for people. A turnstile or something like that, right? It's like anytime an off the player get the ball, it's like, hey, see you later. It's going right in without even paying. But coach, I know I'm putting you on the spot. Sometimes I'm gonna put coach on the spot. Like
no need. I mean, players. The thing about it, I mean, like Drew said, everybody can't score 30, right? But that doesn't mean you can't go and get 15 rebounds. I don't mean you can't get 10 to 15 assists, right? That doesn't mean you can't get 5 to 10 steals. I mean, there's a lot of stats in basketball, and a lot. For the most part, most players, they tend to focus on the points. Hey man, you can go out. I guarantee you, at your level in high school, if you average 12 points, you average 10 rebounds, you average 8 assists, somebody looking at you. Somebody looking at you. You average 4 or 5 steals, somebody is looking at you. Why? Because they see you have a complete game. They see not only are you effective on the offensive end, you're rebounding, you're putting people in position to find success. I mean, you're sacrificing your body. You're getting I mean, come on, man. You're playing defense. You have a complete game. So they know the effort is there. And if the effort is there, that adds value to you. So you don't have to score 30. Go out, get you 12, 10, 5, 8. Come on now.
And see, what do I call it? The Instagram generation or the Twitter, etc. What happens is it causes me to look at the next person.
Right.
Where I'm saying, and I start comparing. And I start saying, man, I got to get some highlights up. That person got like 3, 4 offers. Man, hold up. I'm going to give you players a little nugget. Okay. If a player gets an offer as an 8th grader, it means nothing. If a player gets an offer as a 9th grader, it means nothing. If a player gets an offer as a 10th grader, it means nothing. Here's the reason why. They cannot sign a letter of intent.
Right.
So that school is not committed to give them a scholarship. That player cannot sign and be committed to an agreement, a bonding agreement. Now, I'm not saying players are not truly getting looked at or that player is not on a coach's radar. I'm not saying that. They are on that. They may be on this coach's radar. Sometimes it may be just a favor. I get it. But if you're looking at that next person, right? And you what I always say, I'm looking out the window, looking at my neighbor, wondering what they have instead of looking in the mirror and understanding what I need to do to become the best player I could possibly be. Okay. And I'm going to say that again. I can spend time looking out the window at my neighbor and say, oh man, they got this, they got that, And I'm wasting that time, missing out, looking in the mirror and say, hey, what do you need to work on as a player to become the best player you were called to be? I hope you guys hear what I'm saying in that, because I think it's important in today's day and age. We can get sucked into the spirit of comparison is what I would call it. When these opportunities are coming, or we think they're coming for other players.
Yeah. Players, work on your game, work on your complete game. Ball handling, work on your ball handling, work on your passing, work on your shot, create good habits, get in shape, work on your strength, work on your flexibility, all these things, get in shape so it could help you tap into that potential that God has blessed you with. So it can help you become as great as you can be. But if you don't work on those things, if you're not focusing on the details, you won't even give yourself a chance to become that.
Nope.
So you have to focus on the details. Like we always say, you are going to reinforce something, and you will keep hearing us say that. You have to figure out what you want to reinforce.
Yes.
Do you want to reinforce good habits that could help propel you into whatever greatness you have? Or do you want to just reinforce the bad habits and just continue to be what you are?
Yes.
Because I guarantee you what you are right now is not good enough. and it's not going to help your team get to where they want to be as a unit. So work on your skills, continue to develop your skills, continue to increase your basketball IQ, become a student of the game so you give yourself a chance to enter into greatness. Steph didn't become great because he was just, hoping to be great. Steph became great because he put in the work so that he can enter into his greatness. He focused on the fundamentals. He focused on doing the right things, taking care of his body, right? Making sure he's in great shape, making sure his handles are tight, making sure his shot is tight, making sure he has a basketball IQ. Those things prepare you so that you can enter into your greatness and give yourself a chance to hit that. And his greatness it tends to be here. Your greatness might not be there, but at least you give yourself an opportunity. And that's the whole point. Give yourself an opportunity to be great. At what level of greatness that is for you, give yourself an opportunity. And you can't do that sitting on the sofa. You can't do that playing video games. You can't do that, being a socializer with your friends, hanging out all the time. Hey, hey, Coach, we asked you a question. How much time you put in this week? I put about 15 minutes a day. I'm sorry, that don't reinforce anything but bad habits. Even if you play a musical instrument, you got to put more work in a day than that.
Yeah.
Just to be good or just to be where you are. But if you want to get better at something, you have to put more work in.
Yes.
So you have to sacrifice, you have to manage your time, and you have to make sacrifices. In order to be great at anything, you have to make sacrifices.
It's going to cost you something.
What are you willing to sacrifice?
Yeah. Yep. And you said something about Steph earlier, and when you said it, it popped in my head. Man, Steph had one Division I offer, Davidson. One. So Steph wasn't like a McDonald's All-American. Steph had one Division I offer. Think about that. Arguably one of the greatest scoring / PGs of all time had one Division I offer. And it was the Davidson. It wasn't a Power 5 school. And the coach believed in Steph to the point where he told his dad, like, you let him come to me, he's a pro. And if you go back and watch Steph's freshman year, he struggled early in the season where there's people that wanted the coach to bench him. But the coach saw something in Steph. And then when it exploded on the scene, next thing you know, you had all these schools from the ACC who didn't want to recruit him. Even Virginia Tech, where his dad and his mom, when his mom played volleyball, his dad played basketball there, they said, well, he can come as a walk-on. But after that first year at Davidson, listen, Duke, everybody else. But Steph says, nah, I'm not transferring. I'm going to stick it out. And Steph, the rest, as we say, is history. So that's one of the beautiful things I love about Steph is when it comes to the game of basketball, is he was never afraid of the work. He understood what is called delayed gratification. Things weren't going his way early, but he wasn't constantly looking for people to be like, hey, man, tell me I'm good. He was like, no. I'm going to show you that I have what it takes because I'm going to put in the work. And yes, affirmation is important, but put in the work and the affirmation will come naturally. Sow the seeds into your game and become the player that God has called you to be. And yes, Coach, well, we got a little bit of time here left on this live. We want to just tell, all of you that are watching, thank you. We appreciate you. Please if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, share it.
Yes.
I mean, it helps us out. Coach and I, if you can't tell by now, we love coaching, teaching this game, and him and I, we talk about this game all the time together. And we're just inviting you guys into our world, and hope you get a look at the way our mind works and why we're still students of this game. We're still learning this game. There's stuff that I'm learning every single day because I want to be one of the best coach I can possibly be. I'm a coach now. So I want to learn. I want to be the best coach, trainer, all that stuff I could possibly be so I can help you out there. And I know Coach is on the same page with that. So we appreciate you all. And we thank you tremendously for the support.
Guys. Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. I mean, I always say, tell three to tell three to tell three. I mean, our objective and our goal and desire is to really grow this page so we can really help young men and women tap into that potential. And we can't do that without your help. So share. We every Wednesday. I mean, every Wednesday. Shoot, not every Wednesday. That's training on Wednesday.
Hey, training, coach, training.
Training on Wednesday.
We do train on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
every Sunday at 6 p.m. we will be
yes.
live. So we just want to see this grow. We want to see the community grow.
Yes.
We want to see the input. I mean, if you have ideas, please, put it in the comments. Let us know, and that just helps us so that we can continue to do this and continue to do this. Go get it breakdown.
Yes, and hey, remember, coach. Hey, we got our man Wade asked us to do a John Stockton. So at some point, we're gonna have to do a John Stockton. And for some of y'all new school folks, yeah, man, when y'all see John Stockton pass the rock, I'll leave it with this as we set this up, right? I got a chance to sit down with Derek Fisher one time, and I was just it was cool because I'm sitting down, we're eating lunch, and I just had one. I said, man, I got one question for you. I said, man, who was the toughest guard you ever had to go against? And it wasn't. He didn't say Iverson. I thought he was gonna say Iverson. He said John Stockton. He said because part of John Stockton, he said he was relentless, but he said he would do this thing where John Stockton, if you play him up close, he would throw a pass right by your head. And he said he would find himself ducking. And I was over there like, hold up, man. He says, yes. And he said, man, that dude would set these picks on people. He would irritate people. So there's some cool stuff about it, man. And I'm glad I got to pick his brain because I thought all the people Derek Fisher played against, I was not expecting him to say John Stockton. So John Stockton is the real deal. I got look at Rylan over here talking about Jason Williams white chocolate.
White chocolate. Yeah, well, white chocolate was nice.
He was nice. What Rylan know about?
Come on, Rylan.
Rylan, come on, Rylan.
You seem a little seasoned, Rylan. Come on.
Hey, come on, young fella. I like that. So, man, appreciate you guys once again. We getting ready to head up out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes.
And as we always say, boom.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.